Hi guys, Queen of Flannel here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I thought we would do something different. Um, I've been having a lot of fun playing with alcohol markers recently. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna work on this adorable image from Christine Karron, and we're gonna use our alcohol markers. I'm gonna work with my Tombow ABT Pros at least to start. Um, I I mean I have plenty of colors of these markers, but you can never have enough, I guess. So I am collecting the Tombow alcohol markers, but we have enough, I think, for this project. And if I don't have what I need in my Tombows, I've got my Arteza Everblend Ultras off to the side here that I can pull from should I need it. But yeah, we'll work on this and chat a little bit. And yeah. So I hope everyone is doing well. First off, I am I am feeling better in terms of, the COVID and whatnot, but I've been having a hard time in terms of just motivation lately. Getting up and just starting my day instead of sitting around and fiddling on my phone, and then by the time I actually start working on housework, it's like 10 o'clock and it already feels like the day is pretty much over. So hopefully, I can straighten myself out in terms of that. But let's see. So I will get the last part of our color along from January, our wild winter with the polar bears. I will get a video recorded for that um sometime this week. It may end up being our Friday video, but it will happen. I need to work on our picking our Hannah Carlson choices that will be our color along for February, and I want to give you guys the option to vote on it. I just need to go through my books and take the photos of the pictures to give you guys something to choose from. I have a couple flip throughs that will be coming out this week, one of which should come out tomorrow. So again, it's just, trying to find that motivation to get things done. Trying to think if there's anything else. I had grand plans to do some supply videos this month of what I have and what I use. Not a haul, but just, going through and showing you guys what I have for pencils, what I have for markers, what I have for paints. So that's on my list of things to work on this month. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Um, I'd also like to work on recording some things to have scheduled to go when I leave later this year, so at least until I get myself situated and figure out whether or not I'm going to be able to continue recording while I'm gone. So that is also on my radar. Forgot to tell you guys what paper this was. This is Hammer Mill color cover copy. I will link to it in the description below. If you saw my my Christine Karron Little Mermaid that I shared on the community tab and on Insta, I used the same paper for that. Oh, I like the way that looks. With the yellow over top of the green. So I could have gone in and done the yellow as my base layer, my lightest color, but kind of like the way this looks. You know, we're just experimenting, we're playing around. I don't know why I was so scared to use just marker with just alcohol marker with alcohol marker. I don't know. I've used markers as like a base for colored pencil. I've seen others do beautiful work with alcohol markers, and for whatever reason it like intimidated me, and for some reason yesterday I just was like, you know, these Artezas have been sitting on my desk for months. They weren't exactly cheap, and art supplies deserve to be used. So let's use them, and I was really happy with the result. So I feel like just sometimes you just gotta else it and let go of those inhibitions and just do it. And I find for me that if I, and I'm not saying that I don't put thought into my projects, because I do, but if I'm thinking too much about it while I'm doing it, it gets stressful, and that's not the point of doing this. It's supposed to be fun and enjoyable and a stress reliever. So if I'm not enjoying the process, sorry guys, my hair is falling out, it's everywhere. If I'm not enjoying the process, then what's the point? So I find that the work that I'm most proud of ends up being the pages where I just go, and whether it means I sit here and I'm listening to music while I work, and I don't know, I think like yesterday when I was working on the other image, I could feel how tense I was when I started, like, ugh, this is gonna be horrible, I'm gonna hate it, it's not gonna look right, I don't know what I'm doing. And once I got into it, I just kind of got into a zone and throwing markers around and grabbing stuff out of the tray on my desk, and there were markers everywhere, and I just kept, you know, plucking things out and trying it, and it really didn't feel much different than working with watercolors. And I feel like I have a fairly good grasp on color theory and choosing trios and coordinating colors for my projects. And so I just kind of tried to treat it like that. And ended up just really liking the result. While I'm working on this section, I am going to go in here and, because I want this, the belly in here be this yellow color so it coordinates. So I'm going to just go in and color this in. I have found, though, the trick is to work in smaller areas. It's much easier to blend if you keep your paper kind of juicy. So it is important to make sure that the paper that you are using is going to hold up to repeated back and forth with your markers as you layer. And so picking an area and small area and working pretty quickly definitely helps. And the Tombows will definitely be coming with me on my my work trip. I was only going to take my my water-based markers, my Tombow water-based markers, but these I think will fit nicely in a case. So these will probably come with me. Let's see. Add out a little. I probably will go back in and do some additional work on the face. But I like to get like my base done and then go back in and do my detail work. Sometimes when I first start, I have like a vision in my head of how I want it to look, and then as I go along, things change, and you know, you kind of adapt to it. So that's the other nice thing about these is just markers in general, is how quickly you can complete a project. It is entirely conceivable that we could finish this entire image in one video, which would be amazing. Speaking of completed pages, I don't think I'm going to do a completed page video this month. I think what will end up happening is I will do one in February, and it will be for January and February. I didn't really complete as many pages as I would like. I don't think I finished enough to do a video for them. I kind of blame the C word. As Lucy Just Adds Color says, the virus that must not be named. It just, yeah. So, we will do a completed pages video next month. Especially if I keep working with markers, I should have plenty to show you guys next month. Oh, and actually, I think, you know, if you've been around my channel a while and watched any of my watercolor videos, you've seen this drawing board. Got this from Blick, and usually when I am watercoloring a PDF, I will tape it down to this board that keeps my paper from buckling. And since alcohol markers bleed through paper, yes, I have a desk mat, but I figured I would just throw a couple sheets of printer paper underneath here and strap it to my strap it to the board. Okay, let's do some and I might go in with some gray at some point too. We'll see. So I like these markers, the Tombows, because I find, so I have brush tips in the Arteza Everblend, and I think they're great, especially for larger areas, when you're blending, and if you were doing a background or something like that. But I find that the brush nibs on these Tombows are quite a bit finer than the brush nib on. So let me just grab one real quick and show you guys. I feel like it comes to a finer point. So when you're doing like really little like nitpicky details, like these little spots and the freckles on the mermaid that I did yesterday, I couldn't quite get the precision that I needed with the Arteza Everblends that I wanted. So I ended up switching to one of the Tombows. So it's interesting. I wouldn't use these for like a background. I don't know if these are, off the top of my head, if these are fiber tipped or if they're the rubber tip. I haven't done enough work with markers to be able to like feel the difference. But if I feel like if I used these like excessively for a background, or was doing like a really heavy kind of like scrubby blending, that I would probably damage the nib of the marker. So it's nice to have some different options to use, and I feel like I could definitely combine these with my my Everblends, you know, to get the precision that I feel like I need. These don't have color names on the markers. I know there's some swatch charts out there that have color names. I'm assuming probably they would coordinate with the water-based markers, even though there are, I think there's less of the alcohol markers than there is of the dual brush tip water-based markers, but they do have numbers on them. And I will put the marker numbers in the description. trying to make sure I don't color yellow in a spot that I shouldn't be coloring yellow. The rest of our dragon's body is over here. So... yeah, there's a couple spots I'm going to have to pull from the Artezas. I don't think I have what I need in the Tombows to be able to get the effect that I want. And bring that over into the yellow over into his body just a little. Okay, so let's go with... We're gonna go with this. I'm in the marker zone, guys. I wish I had, like, an interesting story to tell you guys while I do this. It feels super awkward not really having anything to talk about. And, so I went back to school for theater when I left active duty, and, like, one of the first things you learn is if you're on stage and you go up on your line, which means you forgot your line and you don't know what to say, you can't just stand there for 10 minutes trying to get it back. You got to think of something. And so I kind of feel that way about doing color and chats sometimes. Ooh. If I don't know what to say. Alright, so I pulled, this is Warm Gray 04 from the Arteza Everblends. Let's see, I'm gonna pull. This is Warm Gray 07. So the nice thing about alcohol markers is that they are totally lost my words there. It's like watercolor. They're translucent. So if you lay gray down over top of this yellow, when it dries, you're still going to be able to see your yellow underneath. So you can basically glaze with your alcohol markers like you can with your watercolors, and still be able to see what you've got going on underneath. So if in my limited marker experience, if I had to recommend to someone, or someone asked me what marker sets should I get first, what should I invest in, and I would say a good set of basics that you can mix with, and a good variety of grays. Because if all else fails and you don't know what to shade with, having a good selection of grays in various tones is going to be extremely beneficial. Like, that was one of the first sets of the Arteza Everblends that I got, was the gray. So I'm going to leave that for right now. Let's come back up here and work on this section of the belly while I have, while I'm looking at the previous section. And then when we do this other side of the dragon over here, I might bring in an even darker gray. That is a paint pen. We don't want that. Let's see if I can. So this is just an Art and Fly colorless blender. I'm just going to take a little bit of this back. So I have a little bit of a highlight in there. That is a gray. You know what? Let's roll with it. Oops. I should have paid attention to that. Not a big deal. There. Fixed. And yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do some bright, just a little darkening up over in this corner down here, just along this edge. I like the lighting on this outer part right here. It might, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So let's go in and work on our inside piece of our dragon here. I think that's pretty cute so far. Let's go to our wings and no, we're just gonna stick with what we've got here. So I'm just using my my blender. If I go out of the lines to kind of correct a little bit and just push that ink back onto the image. It is not a it doesn't work all of the time, but for little spots like that, as long as you do it relatively quickly, sometimes you know, you can get those little marks. Let's see. Let's that lip in there, and those are teeth, so I don't want to color those. Viking colored hair. Let's see. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of detail work on the face, and then I think that will be where we end for today. And I should be able to finish this off camera relatively quickly, so it'll go up on the community tab. I don't think yeah, because we're at about an hour now. Unless you guys want to see a part 2 of this, and we'll do the Viking in a part 2. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see a part 2. If you guys want to see a part 2, I will record it and get it out later this week. Let's see. There. Aside from the nails and the collar, which I can do off camera, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. So, with that being said, that's where we're gonna leave it today. If you guys would like to see a part 2 of this, be doing the Viking, let me know in the comments, and I can probably get something out later on this week. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I super appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when I post additional content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.